Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Nurse Eunice with Florida Training Academy, and today we're going to be discussing our business development course for CPR instructors. And we're just going to give it a few more moments to see if we have some attendees. Again, this is Eunice with Florida Training Academy, and I look forward to helping you unlock opportunities for growth in 2024. All right, so as you tune in, if you'll go ahead and type your name and maybe your location in the comment area. And if you're already an American Heart Association or an American Safe and Healthy Health Institute instructor, go ahead and include that in the chat also. All right, so who am I? My name is Eunice Mathis. I am a registered nurse. I'm also a certified business coach, and my facility is located in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm the owner of Florida Training Academy, which is an American Heart Association training site. However, I'm authorized to teach instructor courses because I am a senior training center faculty member for the American Heart Association. I'm also an American Safe and Health Institute Training Center coordinator. So those roles just means that I can train other instructors. So I train and mentor instructors nationally and internationally, depending on the brand of CPR. And so I'm also a CPR, BLS, ACLS, and PALS instructor. So I can teach all of the disciplines. And as I said before, I am a certified business coach and a strategist. What I love about teaching CPR is number one, I am teaching a life-saving skill to others. I help others feel more confident whenever there's an emergency. And as far as mentoring other business owners go or other CPR coaches, I love seeing them get a return on their investment. So if that sounds like you, if you want to grow your business, stay tuned. We'll be here for about 30 minutes, and my information is at the bottom. If you want to go to my site, it's nurseeunice.com, but you'll also see how you can register for your upcoming CPR or CPR instructor courses with our company, Florida Training Academy. All right, so the overview. What are we going to be talking about for the next 25 minutes? We're going to discuss how acquiring business skills can positively impact your CPR business and contributions to the community. We're going to discuss strategies and resources to help you increase enrollment, your skill development, and customer retention. And then we're also going to highlight the benefits of networking, forming partnerships, and collaborating with other professionals in the field so that we can stress how these connections can enhance your business and its impact. What I find is that a lot of CPR instructors, yes, they want to do good, they open up businesses, but they don't have any previous business experience, which kind of puts them behind because we have all these grand ideals, but now it comes time to answering the phones, marketing, figuring out how to incorporate. And sometimes our training centers don't provide us with that extra information. And so one of the first things I want you to do is I want you to learn how to run a business. And you can do that for free. You can go to the Chamber of Commerce or you can go to SCORE. These are, local entities that will help you. They have mentors there that will help you step by step create your business, run your business, and you will also, just meet people who are experienced business owners, such as myself, who can help you, give you ideals. So if this is your first time ever, operating a business, or let's say that you're a solo instructor and you're looking to grow, you need to be around people who can help you do so. As far as incorporating your business goes, usually your state has a division of corporations, and you can do this for free plus the filing fee. So, like in the state of Florida, the filing fee for a DBA doing business as maybe about $50. And that would be, instead of you giving everyone your name, you would give them this, business name that you'd be using. And you can even get an EIN or an employer identification number for your DBA. So let's say if your name is Susie Smith, you can be Mrs. Smith CPR Company on Wheels. That's just a name I made up. And whenever you go out and you contract with businesses, which I'll be talking about later, they're going to have to document that they paid you. And the easiest way for them to do so is by you giving your EIN instead of your social security number. A step higher than doing a DBA would be forming a limited liability company or corporation. That's going to provide you with some protection. It's going to separate your business from you. And let me go ahead and state, I am not a tax advisor. I'm not an attorney. I'm just a nurse who loves teaching others and who loves to try to make sure that you get off to a good start. So if there's anything that I'm saying that you don't understand, please consult a professional. All right. And also SCORE and the chamber will also help you with your incorporation. They have step-by-step guides. They have mentors. I don't want you going at this alone. So you're a solo instructor. You want to grow your business. You have to go ahead and incorporate or do a DBA, because whenever you're trying to work with the government, it's wonderful that you've been an instructor for 5 years, a solo instructor, but they're going to be asking you for your EIN number and your DUNS number. And so it's just best that you go ahead and start that right now. To get your EIN number, you're going to go to irs.gov, irs.gov, and I'll put that in the comment. And to get your DUNS number, you would go to Duns and Bradstreet. So that's like how they maintain or how they monitor your business credit. So I do have another video that breaks this down into more detail. And I also have a guide that you can download for free on nurseeunice.com. Open a business bank account is very important because we don't want you commingling funds. The sooner you open your business bank account, the better. If at any point you think that you're going to earn more than $600, I need for you to go ahead and open that business banking account. If you open it with like a credit union, usually they allow you to put less money down as a deposit, or for you to open your account rather. So it may only take $10 for you to open up your business account. That way you can at least start separating your expenses from your business and personal, and you're going to be better able to bookkeep, to keep track of everything, because at the end of the year you have to allocate, you have to show what you've spent and where you spent the money at, and you'll be providing that information to your accountant or your bookkeeper. I want you to consider opening a business credit card or a line of credit. And there are multiple companies that you can use. You can start off with your own personal bank, whatever bank you're currently at, but companies such as Square, PayPal, those processing companies, the ones that whenever you have your website and you have it attached, they actually will give you a line of credit based upon how many transactions that you have within any given time period. So if your company's generating maybe $20,000 worth of business per year, but you're always using Square or PayPal in order to run those transactions, go ahead and contact them and ask them for a line of credit that's going to be based upon your transaction history and not upon your credit score. Because I know just starting off, it may be a little bit harder for you when you're a CPR instructor trying to purchase all of your own equipment, but that would be an easier way for you to grow your business, buy more equipment, possibly even buy a vehicle. If you've been using an accountant to file your taxes, I recommend that you go to Ally, and I'm going to put that in the chat. It's called Ally Auto. And usually they require 2 years of taxes. And if you have actually been filing your business taxes for 2 years, if you go to Ally Auto, they should be able to help you obtain credit for your business so that you can purchase an automobile. And why do you need an automobile for a CPR business, you may ask? Because I do a lot of corporate classes. I travel a lot and I have equipment, I have my staff and my team, and it just makes it easier when I have a dedicated vehicle to transport equipment. Speaking of vehicles, let's talk about insurance. So the company that I recommend for your corporate insurance or your liability insurance is going to be Hiscox. And Hiscox is pretty inexpensive. You will contact them and let them know that you're a CPR instructor. Let them know what disciplines you teach, such as ACLS or BLS, how many customers you anticipate on teaching per year, and also let them know about your equipment, because the mannequins are expensive. So if you just spent $5,000, by the time you purchase your mannequins, your tables, your desk, maybe one laptop, that was $5,000. You want to make sure if there's an accident, a flood, if there's a theft, that you actually get your equipment covered. So Hiscox is one of the companies that I recommend. I'm not being sponsored by Hiscox. I've just been using them for years. And they also have error and omission insurance. So that will protect me as a professional when I go out and I teach these courses, because someone may not want to necessarily sue the business. They can just say that, hey, Nurse Eunice came out, she taught something, but she did not teach us everything. And because of that, I was not prepared during an emergency. Well, I'm going to need that errors and omissions insurance to cover me also. All right, let's go to our next slide. All right, so challenges faced by instructors, marketing and attracting new customers. A lot of people will say, well, it's saturated, the market's saturated, everybody's a CPR instructor. Well, I've been doing this for over a decade, and what I can tell you is that a lot of people will obtain their CPR instructor credentials, but they're really not teaching. It just looks good on paper. It looks good on their resume. They are not teaching the classes. And I know by how many cards they're ordering, or maybe they're just teaching strictly for their entity, for their job, for their organization. So it is not saturated. There are a lot of instructors, but there are few who teach regularly. So whenever you're marketing, I want you to pick your audience. I like to joke and say that anybody who has a pulse, that's my audience. So we're teaching the daycare centers. We're not, even though I'm a nurse, I am not limiting my business to medical professionals. I teach all professions. I teach at the bases, military installations or bases. I'll teach at the airport. I'll even teach cafeteria workers. It doesn't matter. If there is someone who has a business that is regulated by OSHA, OSHA is going to require that they have some type of emergency preparation training. So that makes them someone that I could market to. So I want you to keep that in mind. If you have narrowed your focus and you're only focusing on nurses and doctors and CNAs, you're missing out on a potential market that is untouched. So I want you to be thinking about those markets that, maybe there's a daycare center nearby, or maybe a coach. Those coaches, those educators, they have to have CPR certifications also. So why aren't you reaching out to them and marketing to them? And that will be a way to attract new customers. Another challenge faced by CPR instructors is the regulatory compliance. Look, we have to keep our records. It is what it is. I know it's time consuming. Sometimes you're thinking your training center faculty members are just being extra. But at the end of the day, we do have or at least we did have some instructors who were not following the rules, who were just selling cards. And so by you actually keeping track of your rosters, your checklist, etc., the exam scores, you're making sure that you are upholding the standard. And if you are ever audited, or God forbid, if you're ever called to a court of law, you can prove that you taught Nurse Sally CPR based upon the American Heart Association standards, and that she was able to pass and complete her checklist, which is the reason why you issued her certification. If you take a shortcut, or if she forgets something and you don't have the proper documentation, that's going to fall back on you, because your name is on each of these cards. So that regulatory compliance, even though I know it is a headache, it is important. And I want you to just follow through and do whatever your training center is asking, and make sure you keep good records for yourself. The technological integration. I think I have 5 websites. And that's not including all the social media accounts also, because I try to be anywhere my customers are. And so as far as our classroom management system, we use Enrollware. And Enrollware, hey, Mrs. Romaine, you want to do CNA online? I will talk to you later, because this video is strictly about CPR instructor. But if you go to fltraining.com, it'll give you our email address. I'm going to type it in now. Our email address is admin@fltraining.com. And I am actually creating or finishing our online CNA course. And so whenever you email me at admin@fltraining.com, I should be able to provide you with that course link within the week. But going back to the technological integration, you all, we use Enrollware, and that is our classroom management system. And Enrollware will allow your students to seamlessly register on your website, If they order any key codes, ebooks, etc., those will be automatically generated. They will receive a receipt, and you'll be able to see in real time how many students are registered for your classes. It's really easy to use. However, there is an expense involved. And I am not being sponsored by Enrollware. I'm just telling you what I use, because the students, they like simplicity. If they have to call you, wait for you to call them back, and you don't have a website set up, you have to send them an invoice. Just by me talking about it, it seems like it's too much. So the way that these students like to operate is they like to just, okay, you give them a website, they pick their class date, they register, they show up to class, they get their certification the same day. And so if you're not keeping it that simple, you are actually doing a disservice to your customers, because it doesn't have to be hard. You just have to actually utilize technology. And if you are not using Chat GPT to help you grow your business, tis, just shame on you. You all, I go to Chat GPT for everything. I know I'm smart, but it's nothing like having a smart person using a smarter computer. Financial management. How are you managing your money? Whenever I have instructors who come, and we have a brick and mortar location, I think that's really important. Whenever you are trying to become a CPR instructor, there are some companies that travel around. I would recommend that you travel to them, because how are you ever going to learn how to operate a training center or a training site if you've never seen one, if you always are meeting your instructor at a hotel? And so I want you to grow beyond that hotel mentality. I want you to actually go to a brick and mortar location, because you need to figure out how you're going to scale. How many classes do you need to teach in order to actually have a brick and mortar location? What additional classes can you offer to make sure that there's always people in the house? Because having a building that's empty doesn't benefit anybody. And so when you go to our website, fltraining.com, you're going to see multiple courses. We offer everything from forklift to online courses, ACLS, and PALS, but the bulk of our money is not made with American Heart Association, you all. The bulk of our money is made with other brands of CPR that allow us to teach multiple students at one time. And that would be our business to business. Whenever we're going out, we're teaching at the base, we can't necessarily show a 3-hour video. Those contractors will not. First of all, we're going to lose our customers, and we don't want to do that. So if you're abiding by certain brands and their rules, if you're stuck on one brand, your business is stuck. I want you to think outside the box. Think about those different brands that are available so that you can increase your finances. And once you increase your finances, you'll be able to buy more equipment. You'll be able to scale. Client retention. Do your customers know that you are still in business? Usually towards the end of the year, it gets really slow. And it's really slow if you don't keep up with your customers. And so utilizing Enrollware and of course our email database, we send our students, notifications, emails about every 90 days, letting them know, hey, thank you for the referral. We appreciate your business. This is our upcoming special, save $5. How are you keeping up with your past clients? Do you send them thank you notes? I need for you to start doing that, because having repeat business in this industry is how you can stay open for as long as I have. Because once the clients know you and they love you, they're going to keep coming back to you. They don't want any other instructor. And so if you aren't retaining your clients, you're not going to be able to grow your business. I don't care how many new clients you get if you can't call the old ones back to get them to pay for another course. Those will be your renewals. Something that you all don't think of is growing beyond your zip code or your demographics. If all your customers look like you, if they all are the same religion, the same race, the same sexuality, you're doing something wrong. All right. So American Heart Association, they have this, push this initiative to where they're trying to make sure that those marginalized people are learning CPR. Because if you think about the Black and the brown communities, they have higher risk of heart disease, but they also are more likely to not survive if someone sustains sudden cardiac arrest, because the people in the neighborhoods may not know CPR. So if you're an African American or a Caucasian and you're not actually going out in those marginalized communities, if you're not trying to teach those people also, I want you to rethink your mission and why you're doing this. I need you to grow beyond your demographics. Everybody cannot look like you. I like to think that money is green. And so this is off the records. If anybody knows me, Nurse Eunice stands independently on the things that she says. So I'm not representing American Heart Association or any other brand. I'm representing myself right now. Money is green. So if you're trying to grow your CPR business, I need for you to also have some diversity with your instructors, with the neighborhoods that you teach in, and also grow beyond your zip code. We have a lot of our training videos available online for free. So we have customers from around the world. Yes, customers, instructors, people who are interested in being taught by me will travel into Jacksonville, Florida to receive training because they saw me give so much free knowledge on YouTube or on Facebook. And so if you are just strictly only teaching within your county and you're not trying to go online or you're not trying to go across your county lines, it's going to be harder for you to grow your business because someone like myself, we're willing to do that extra so that we can make sure that the entire community is trained, not just our county. All right, so now let's talk about networking, collaborations, and partnerships. Have you partnered with a college? And I know that's going to sound crazy. A college probably already has their own CPR instructor, maybe, but maybe that CPR instructor is really busy. Why can't you be the go-to person to help that college if they ever need, additional BLS, ACLS, or PALS instructors? The same thing goes for hospitals. So don't think of these big companies as your competitors. They're actually not your competitor. That would be forging a partnership by letting them know that you are available and collaborating with them. Collaborate with them whenever they have health fairs so you can go out and provide free services because you're more than likely going to be the first one they call whenever there's a contracted opportunity for you to receive, for you to have opportunity at receiving a paid service or be invoiced. Networking. I don't go out and network much because I'm always here teaching. However, if you have time and you're just starting off, I like to say network with a purpose. When you go out and you network, you have your business cards. Think about who you want to meet. Maybe you want to meet the owner of a staffing agency. Maybe you want to meet travel nurses, but have an ideal in mind. What about the hiring manager for a local union? Think about things of that nature because all of those entities, those senior level persons, they need their staff trained in CPR. And so when you network with a purpose, have your 1 minute elevator spiel. Hello, my name is Eunice with Florida Training Academy. I'm the CPR instructor you need to know. We provide CPR classes on all shifts and for all professions. Please reach out to me if I can be of assistance. And we also provide same day certification. Get your spiel down to 1 minute or less so that whenever you meet someone, they will know what value you add to them and whether or not they can utilize you in the future. Business to business versus business to consumer. A lot of CPR instructors, when they're starting off, they focus on business to consumer sales. That means that these are individuals. So someone contacts you, they need CPR, you may have 2 or 3 students. It's going to be harder for you to scale. So yes, we serve the public. We do business to consumer, but our goal is to also do business to business. I need for you reaching for the contracts. Let's say you don't have enough equipment or staff to train 100 people at one time. That is the benefit of aligning with a company who will help you grow. And then you share the profit. So you only have 10 mannequins, but another instructor may also have 10. That means that the two of you all together can train more students. It may be a few more sessions, but if you share the profits, you didn't lose the contract. You both got paid and you have your first opportunity at scaling and actually being able to service businesses and the government. So if you've not yet reached out to businesses to see what needs they have as far as CPR and safety training, I recommend that you do. I've already spoke about diversifying your CPR brands. If you're only teaching one brand of CPR, you might be doing yourself a disservice. Most of us who have training sites or brick and mortar locations, we're teaching multiple brands of CPR. And I want you to be thinking about, how do these different brands, what do they offer? If you need to, email me offline if we need to talk. My email address is admin@fltraining.com. I'll let you know about the additional brands of CPR that I teach and the reason why I teach them. We talked about diversifying your audience. All of your instructors should not look like you, and then all of your audience, your actual client, should not look like you either. We want to make sure that you are, you have a broad reach, because CPR is CPR, and you want to change those demographics. And then trust your team members. How are you going to scale if you're afraid to trust people? You cannot micromanage. Imagine me being a nurse training these instructors and expecting for them to say, do, act like I do. I let people know when they come, when they align with me, that I am your mentor, but you are not trying to copy me. I need you to read your materials and to learn your own way, because who's your clients are going to like you for you, especially if you're authentic. They're not looking for a mini Eunice. So I have a lot of experience and I have a lot of knowledge that I share with people. You take what you know, you take what the book teaches you, and then you take what you learn from me and you come up with your own way, and then you duplicate that. You repeat that process. You teach the next person to do the same thing, so that you can have team members who are strong enough to teach the classes on their own, so that you can go off and maybe start teaching the ACLS classes or start teaching the classes at the corporations. But you cannot micromanage your team. You have to grow your team and move out the way so that you can do other things. The business owner cannot be answering the phones, managing the payroll. If you're doing too much, you're going to stagnate yourself. You're not going to be able to grow. Leveraging social media. Someone told me that they see me everywhere. And I was like, is that a bad thing? I need you to leverage social media. I try to be everywhere my customers are. The hardest social media platform for me to learn right now is TikTok, but that seems to be where the younger generation is. If I want my business to grow and to expand, and I'm only on YouTube and on Facebook, that's the mature population. It's not as many young people there. So I'm going to need to attract new clients. So I need to be where they are, and they're on TikTok. So I need for you to get comfortable being on camera, or you can do like I'm doing right now. I did not actually turn the camera on, but you hear my voice. I'm still talking about CPR. I have my images in the PowerPoint. So you can still grow your business without showing your face. However, people will support those who they know, love, and trust. So at some point, you actually have to show the face behind behind the business and the brand. Word of mouth. So you have a nurse, she's in your facility, she's receiving CPR training. Are you sending her with extra business cards? Are you asking her to tell her staff, her coworkers about you, so that you can grow your business? Word of mouth is really important. Whenever our students come into class, we ask them, how did you hear about us? Because you want to know, how did they get here? And if it's a company, let's say they say, well, Joanne's agency sent me. And I'd be like, well, thank you so much. Let me provide you with a discount code for your agency. And I will contact Joanne's agency to let them know, hey, we really appreciate you sending your staff here. From here on out, each of your staff members receive a $5 discount whenever they use promo code Joanne. Doing things like that, actually adding value, is going to help you grow your business. And then whenever you are sharing stories, talk about the positive, talk about survival stories, and always include CPR facts if you are going to be online, because it's going to help people remember, well, wow, if I delay CPR, that person's going to lose 10% of their brain function. So you don't have to know a lot of facts, but start including that whenever you're teaching. And that's going to really emphasize the reason why we have to, do our recognition, make sure we recognize when the person's in arrest. We're checking for a pulse, checking for breathing. We're going to alert. We're going to call 911. And, we're going to go ahead and start CPR as soon as possible without delaying. Become active in your community. That is free, you all. Take about 2 hours per month. You can go and teach free hands-only CPR at schools where they won't receive a certification, but it gets your name out there because the school has welcomed you in. That means that every educator, the principal, now knows about you and they know about your business. Do the same thing for religious institutions, boys and girls clubs, daycare centers. You just never know. And you can also, if it's a free course, you can sometimes hold them at the public library. So think about ways that you can actually be active in your community by being a content expert, but not necessarily charging people. All right, because we do want to uphold the mission of the American Heart Association. We want to be teaching layperson CPR, but it also benefits you because if this person has never had CPR before and you're the first person that they encounter teaching CPR, you're leaving a lifelong legacy, okay? And also leave a business card. All right, so we're going to continue. If you keep showing up, you're going to build trust. Someone told me that their CPR business was slow. When your business gets slow, I need you to post more. Sometimes we get in our feelings that our business isn't growing and we stop marketing, we stop posting. No, do the opposite. When things get slow, and post some more. You can create one short video and post it on 5 different social media platforms. So there's no excuses. If you don't know how to create advertisements, you can go to canva.com. I'm going to put that in the comments area. Canva.com. They have a free program where you can actually, if you pay for Pro, I think Pro is like $15 a month, but it is so worth it. But you can actually go ahead and register on Canva for free. So you can start creating images of, someone who's teaching CPR and just add your text, your website, your phone number. And there you go. You have a simple post that you can put on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on TikTok, on X. I need for you to advertise your business. If you're wanting to grow, but you're not advertising every day or at least in a week, no one knows that you exist. Consider your alignment. We give so much knowledge, a lot of free information. My expectation whenever someone registers for one of my CPR instructor courses or the CPR transfer course, if they're coming in from a different training center, is that I want you to earn, I want you to get a return on your investment. So if you invest $600 in equipment, $1,000 maybe altogether, including your instructor course, I want for you within the next 6 months to be able to earn your $1,000 back. I don't want stagnant instructors. I just don't want a whole bunch of instructors. For me, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. So if you're not receiving guidance as to how to grow your business from whatever training center you're aligned with, I need for you to reconsider your alignment and go with someone else. Obtain a business coach. You all, this is what I do. I talk CPR all day. I talk business all day. So when I'm not teaching, my other pastime is just coaching people, finding out what their needs are and strategizing, helping them to get to the next level. And if you've not considered monetizing your brand, I need you to consider it. Here it is. You had this wonderful business ideal. You're Susie's mobile CNA. Do you understand that if Susie is taking pictures of her vehicle going around town, it's kind of like Coca-Cola. If you see it enough, you see it enough, you see it enough, that is your brand identity. Susie's always working. Susie's always teaching CPR. Susie's always positive and she's really nice. What I want you to think about your brand identity is what would people say about you and your company when you're not present? If you're not in the room, what are they saying about Nurse Eunice when I'm not in the room? What are they saying about Florida Training Academy when I'm not in the room? I've created a brand. I've created a brand, a personal brand, and also a brand for my business. And I want you to be thinking about how you can do the same so that in 5 years from now, you're the go-to person for CPR. All right, so learn the skills needed for the CPR training business. That sounds stupid. I'm a CPR instructor. You need more than just some CPR skills. So I need you to go beyond just teaching skills. I need for you to learn how to sell. I need for you to learn how to overcome objections. I need for you to ask for referrals. Are you not asking for business? Do you know how to close the deal? All right. And then I need you to follow up with your customers. It's going to be hard for you to do that if you're not actually in control of the data. How do you control the data? I need for you to actually collect every student's email address and put it in a actual electronic database so that you can be emailing them. If you are a texter, maybe you can also collect their phone numbers, get permission, and send them text messages, maybe every 90 days or every 360 days, so that they will know that you're still in business. And then building your personal brand. Create a unique identity as a CPR instructor. Look, there are a lot of CPR instructors. What's going to set you apart from the next one? It's going to be your branding. Okay, grow your online presence. We spoke of. I know there are a lot of platforms. Start where you are. If you're already on Facebook, go ahead and create a business page for your CPR company. Go ahead and start posting about CPR. If you don't necessarily want to, put a picture of CPR or a person performing CPR up on that day, talk about one of the success stories where someone actually, was able to survive because they received CPR in a timely manner. And that's how you're going to grow your personal brand. Don't forget to be authentic. I cannot be anyone else except for myself. I'm a Southern girl from Jacksonville, Florida. Sometimes I talk with a lisp, but you know what? I get up every day. I talk, I show up in front of the camera. I teach students. And when I say students, I'm speaking of adults, professionals, doctors, nurses, coaches, pilots, military personnel. And at the end of the day, they all say the same thing. I learned so much. So stop standing in your own way. Get over how people are going to feel about you. Present the knowledge and be the expert. Utilize your advantages and connections. If you are a coach and you're thinking about becoming a CPR instructor, you have an advantage. You have access to all the athletes, all the coaches. You have access to multiple coaches, different teams. So sometimes we have connections that we're not even appreciative of. I want you to use your advantages. If you're a nurse, you have an advantage. If you're a CNA, you have other people who trust you. So that's how you can start. Start there. Start with the people who actually, know you personally and who will support you. And then write them down. Write about 50 people. Like, okay, well, I have these connections at church. I have these connections at school. I have these connections on my job. And then do what I said. Reach out to them and ask for their business and or ask for referrals. And you can grow your business within 30 days if you start doing that today. Become a content expert, everybody. Share knowledge for free. That's right. It sounds counterproductive sharing a whole bunch of information for free. Well, if I'm willing to give you all of this for free, how much more am I going to give you if you sign up to be in my mentor program? If you book a one-on-one consultation with me. So I want you to become a content expert for your community so that people will come back to you. And it's like, you know what? I need someone to, come on my show and talk about CPR. It could be you, but you actually have to put yourself out there and be on camera so they know that you're actually capable of, filling that capacity, and you won't be nervous in front of the camera. We talked about you creating an email list. If you don't have a website, please, you can get one pretty inexpensively. If you go to Wix.com or GoDaddy.com, you need a basic website. Have you considered selling products? If you look at the image that I have on the screen, we have an Amazon store. So we sell AHA products, we sell CPR equipment, we sell equipment for CNAs, or those who are interested in opening up their CNA training facilities. So that will be another way for you to expand your brand outside of just offering a service. Sell products also. And I've already discussed with you about aligning with a training center that wants to see you succeed. You are more than just a CPR instructor. You need to be a CPR instructor who has a brand, who has a business. All right. And so testimonials on your website, have you showcased any positive feedback from individuals? And let's say that someone gave you less than positive feedback. Did you respond to them, and how did you do so? All right, so my staff gets on me because the people on YouTube can say some rude stuff, and sometimes I am not as professional when I respond back to them, but then I'll delete it. But like on Google, I'm always really professional on Google, and I try to go above and over. So if there is an issue, especially if I know that we're at fault, First things first, we apologize. Second thing is that we're going to try to make that customer happy, even if it means that we have to give back money. There's an old adage that says all money is not good money. I'd rather have a happy customer. I have to go back. I would not be able to sleep at night if I did someone wrong. So if there was, let's say we were late, we didn't show up on time because maybe traffic was bad, but we still have a customer who's at this door waiting. We're trying to contact them. Nothing's happening. We can't get through. We get here and now he or she is upset because we were 15 minutes late for a class. I apologize. This is what happened. For your inconvenience, here's a $15 discount on the cost of your class. And when it's time for you to renew, it'll be on us. Just send me an email. When you do things like that, whenever you can recover a customer after a complaint, that's how you know that you're a good business owner. And always have a call to action. Close the deal. If you are just posting on social media and you're never asking for a sale, that's pointless. So if you look at any of my, comments, anything that I post, usually it's going to be say, hey, go to fltraining.com to view our class schedules and to register. So that means that you have to change your mindset. You are a business owner who teaches CPR. You are not just a CPR instructor. So repeat after me. I am a business owner who teaches CPR. So this is not a side hustle. This, if you want this to become your full-time job that you do, you're going to have to change your mindset and become a business owner who's able to address the customer's needs, pretty much 24 hours a day. You're going to wake up responding to customers, go to sleep responding to customers, but that will get you out of the rat race or whatever you're doing right now, whether it's 12-hour shifts or working a 9 to 5. I love the fact that I have freedom. I have time freedom. I can drop off my son, I can pick him up, and I schedule my classes in between. So I don't have to, I just love to have the freedom that being a business owner of a training company actually provides. Create reciprocal value and mutually benefiting relationships. Everyone's not your competitor. So stop thinking that way. You can work with other CPR companies. I'm going to give a shout out to Jerry up in Tallahassee. If a customer contacts him and the customer's near me, he will just send me their information. So Jerry, I appreciate you. And so I will do the same. If a customer in Tallahassee contacts me, I'm going to refer them to Jerry. So everyone is not your competitor. You can work hand in hand with other instructors and other CPR training companies and still win. You can win together. Hire a business coach. All right. So there may be some other coaches, but this is what I do. You can come into my building. You can see the equipment. You can touch it. I'm going to show you how to use Enrollware, how to use Atlas, which is previously referred to as the instructor network for the American Heart Association. If you're interested in becoming an American Safety and Health instructor, I'm also a training center coordinator for that also. So I can teach you a lot if you decide to either align with me or if you decide to actually have a one-on-one coaching session, because you may love your current training center. You don't have to leave, but I need for you to be able to grow. And if you can't go and have a one-on-one conversation with someone there, you can have a one-on-one conversation with me. All right. And don't forget, you all, to subscribe to my YouTube channels. And so we have Florida Training Academy, which you're going to see in a few moments. But now I have my own personal channel because sometimes I don't want to talk about CNA. Sometimes I don't want to talk about CPR. I'm going to be posting a video tomorrow that talks about Narcan. So yes, our future BLS, ACLS, CPR students, in addition to whatever they learn from the American Heart Association, they're going to have an opportunity to receive a free Narcan kit, actual Narcan. But they're going to have to stay for about a 45-minute training on it. And that's going to be, a lot of people are going to be willing to do so because they'll leave with Narcan, they'll leave with the training. And so that is how we could add value. And so if you want to connect with me, Florida Training Academy, our DBA is Acuity CPR. We train CPR, BLS, ACLS, and PALS instructors in all 50 states, but you got to travel to us. We are worth the drive or the flight. And so I mentioned my website plenty of times, but here it is again. It's fltraining.com. And my personal website, would be nurseeunice.com, and it's broken on the screen, but that's nurseeunice.com. And if you want to find our channels on Facebook and also on YouTube, just go ahead and search for Florida Training or Eunice Mathis. On Facebook, you have to put RN behind Eunice Mathis. And I want to leave you all with this thought. Competition happens at the bottom. The people at the top are collaborating. And so, if you don't have anyone to collaborate with, to bounce ideas off of, I want to be that person. And so, again, I don't know why my screen says nurseeunice.co. It is nurseeunice.com. I want to thank you all for watching, and hopefully, you will be back tomorrow to watch the video about Narcan administration and how it helps to save lives. And if you need a Narcan kit, if you're a rescuer, nurse, doctor, CNA, and we're teaching you CPR, we teach you about Narcan, but you don't have your actual medication kit, feel free to reach out to me and I will try to get that to you as soon as possible. All right, everybody, have a blessed day.